The living room glitters with silver ribbons and glass ornaments. Every corner screams perfection, but it feels staged. Mother sits straight on the couch, pearls resting against her collarbone. Father adjusts the lights on the tree, meticulous as always. My sister, Ava, kneels beside a pile of golden boxes. Her laughter fills the air, bright and childish, even at 26. She tears through wrapping paper with careless delight. The sound reminds me of the years I spent waiting for their approval. Father hands her a small velvet box with practiced affection. Inside lies a leather designer purse, the kind that costs rent money. Mother claps her hands, eyes shining with pride. "You deserve it, sweetheart," she says. Ava squeals, hugging them both, glowing under their attention. Then Father turns to me, holding a smaller, crookedly wrapped parcel. "Here you go, Lily," he says, not quite meeting my eyes. The paper is recycled from a birthday long gone. Tape overlaps, corners bent like an afterthought. Inside, a navy beanie rough wool tag still attached. $12.99. I force a smile, whispering thanks that no one hears. Mother doesn't look my way. Ava keeps talking about her gallery, her new exhibit, her success. Words blur together. Curator, investment, breakthrough. Father nods, proud, as if her accomplishments belong to them all. I stare at the beanie in my lap, its acrylic threads itching my skin. It's not the price that hurts. It's the care they never bother to fake. I remember when my acceptance letter came from the university. Architecture program. Top of my class. I ran home, waving it in the air, heart bursting with pride. Mother barely glanced up from her magazine. "That's nice, honey, but we can't help with tuition," she'd said. The timing is just bad this year. 3 months later, they hosted a farewell party for Ava's trip to Florence. String lights, champagne, a cake with her name in gold icing. "Art requires immersion," Father had said, handing her a credit card. I had smiled then, too, the way I always did. Pretending it didn't matter. Pretending I wasn't invisible. Now sitting here, the memories sting sharper than before. Their voices fade into background noise, replaced by my own thoughts. I wonder if love can exist without recognition. If family can exist without fairness. Mother announces dinner. Everyone rises, laughing, moving toward the dining room. I follow, silent, carrying my hat like a wound I can't hide. The table glows with candlelight, fine china, and perfection. Ava talks about her art again. They hang on every word. I wait for a pause that never comes. When I finally speak quiet, hopeful it goes unnoticed. "I signed a contract last week," I say softly. "They want me to design a new office complex downtown." Father nods absently. Mother doesn't even look up. "That's nice, dear," she murmurs, turning back to Ava. Her voice lifts again, excitement returning. "Tell us about the buyer, darling." And just like that, I vanish again. Not from the room, but from their world. Completely. The phone rings just as I'm signing the last page of my rental form. An unknown number flashes across the screen. "Miss Lily Nguyen," a woman's voice asks. This is Rebecca from the county records office. My stomach tightens, expecting some bureaucratic error. "I'm calling about the property at 47 Maple Lane," she continues. I laugh softly. "There must be a mistake. I don't own any property." A pause. "Our records show you've owned it for nearly 6 years." Her tone is calm, rehearsed, official. The pen slips from my hand. "What did you say?" "Transferred from the estate of Daniel Nguyen," she says. "My grandfather. The man who taught me to build birdhouses and fix faucets. The man whose funeral I attended alone, while my family arrived late." I whisper, "That's impossible." She clears her throat. "The deed was filed on May 12, 2019. It lists you as the sole beneficiary." The room spins. I stare at the lease form on my table. I think you should come in, she adds gently. 3 hours later, I sit under flickering fluorescent light. Stacks of papers surround me. Deeds, ledgers, tax receipts. Rebecca slides a folder forward. Your grandfather left the property to you. But the management's been under your father's name since the transfer. She points to a column of numbers. 72 months of rent payments. Average of $2,400 a month. I do the math. $170,000. My throat dries. Who's been collecting? Rebecca hesitates. Gerald Nguyen, she says softly. My father's signature stares up at me from every page. His looping cursive beside tenant names and payment records. He's been cashing the checks. Every single month. Without a word. Without even telling me the house existed. The betrayal lands like a punch. My chest tightens, breath shallow. Rebecca leans forward. Are you all right, Miss Nguyen? I nod, though the air feels thin. Images flood my mind. The remodeled kitchen, the Aspen trip, Ava's apartment with new floors. Every unexplained luxury suddenly makes sense. They used my inheritance to build their comfort. To build her future. While I work double shifts to survive. My voice cracks. Can I get copies of everything? She nods, sliding the documents into a thick envelope. Outside, the cold hits my face like reality refusing to soften. I stand in the parking lot, staring at the sky. Grandfather's house. My house. Stolen right in front of me. I whisper to the night, you knew, didn't you? He must have. He always saw through them. Always warned me. Some people build homes, others just occupy them. Now I finally understand what he meant. I grip the envelope to my chest. The paper cuts into my fingers, sharp and real. For the first time in years, anger feels clean. It burns cold, steady and necessary. They thought I'd never find out. They thought silence meant surrender. But silence is just the pause before the storm. The next morning, I walk into a small office lined with oak shelves. A woman with silver hair looks up from her desk. You must be Lily, she says with a calm smile. I'm Margaret Hall, your grandfather's attorney. I sit down, clutching the envelope of documents. I need to know everything, I say quietly. Margaret opens a file, tapping her pen against the table. Your grandfather's will was clear. He left the Maple Lane property entirely to you. She slides a copy toward me, his signature steady and familiar. My throat tightens as I trace the ink with my finger. He wanted you to have security, she continues. But your father presented power of attorney documents after his death. My jaw clenches. So he took over the property. Margaret nods. Legally, yes. But ethically, no. He was supposed to manage it, not profit from it. The word profit slices through me. He's been collecting rent for 6 years, I whisper. Margaret studies me carefully. The question is, what do you want to do now? I look down at my hands, pale against the mahogany desk. I want everything they took from me, I say. She nods once, decisive. Then let's begin. That night, my apartment turns into a war room. Papers cover every surface. Bank statements, rental ledgers, tax forms. I draw lines between dates, connecting payments to family expenses. Each connection bleeds betrayal. February 2020, kitchen renovation. Paid directly from the management account. August 2021, Ava's new studio. Another withdrawal. March 2022, Aspen trip. Luxury hotel booked with my money. My hands shake as I print the records. I tape everything to the wall, building a timeline of deceit. The apartment feels smaller with every truth revealed. Their smiles in old photos look different now, manufactured hollow. I whisper to the air, you knew Grandpa, didn't you? The room answers in silence, but I feel his presence in the stillness. He tried to protect me, but they found a way around it. They always do. For years, I thought silence meant peace. Now I see it was survival. I pour myself a glass of wine, the cheap kind from the corner store. It burns going down, but it steadies me. I stare at the wall of evidence until my eyes ache. The lies stretch across 6 years, woven tight and deliberate. I grab a marker and write one word in the center. Enough. Tomorrow, I'll confront them. Not as their daughter, but as the rightful owner. As someone they underestimated. The clock ticks past midnight, steady, patient. Outside, the city hums softly, unaware of the storm rising inside me. I gather the papers into a neat stack, sealing them in a white envelope. My fingers tremble, but not from fear. It's something else, clarity. For the first time in years, I know exactly who I am. And exactly what I'm about to do. I step onto the front porch, the cold morning air biting through my coat. The wreath on the door looks festive. Bright lights, red ribbon silent. Inside, the house is warm. The scent of pine and sugar cookies lingers. My father greets me at the threshold, his smile tight. Good morning, Lily. Merry Christmas. I nod, clutching the envelope at my side. Mother hovers near the staircase wreath, rings tinkling in her holder. Ava beams at me from the living room, already opening gifts. I walk through the hallway, each step heavy with purpose. I place the envelope on the mahogany table in the foyer. They freeze mid-gesture, gift underneath their arms, surprise in their eyes. I clear my throat. I have something to show you. Father frowns. What is it, dear? I open the envelope and spread the papers across the table. Deed, lease records, bank statements, rental ledgers. Their faces drain color. Mother whispers, "What's this?" I point to the first document. This shows the property at 47 Maple Lane belongs to me, not you. Father's jaw tightens. Lily, calm down. I don't let him finish. You've been collecting rent for 6 years without telling me. Ava's gift falls to the floor, paper scattering. She stares at the table, then at her parents, then back at the documents. Dad, she begins. He lifts a hand. Let's talk privately. I shake my head. No, we're talking now. Mother backs away, knocks a candle off the table. Flame flickers, reflection dances across the documents. You should have told me, I say softly. You should have asked me. Father steps forward, voice low. I thought it was better for the family. I laugh, a sound flat and bitter. For you, perhaps, not for me. The room grows quieter. Only the tree lights blink. Ava sinks onto the couch, wraps arms around knees. She holds her head in her hands, tears falling. You were never invisible to grandfather, I say, turning to her. He saw you, he saw me. She looks up, eyes red. I didn't know, she whispers. I only nod. I believe you. Then I look at my father. This ends today. He looks away. Mother flees upstairs. Ava follows silently. He stays. I take the papers from the table. I hand him one. Sign this transfer back to me. He shakes his head. I cannot do that. I place a document in front of him. It's a court order, Dad. You'll comply. For the first time, I see fear. Not toward me, toward what's coming. I gather the rest of the documents and step back. This house is mine. All it's meant to be, clean, fair, honest. No one says a word. I walk toward the door and pause. Have a happy Christmas, I say. The door closes behind me. Outside, snow begins to fall. Cold flakes land on my coat, melt against my skin. And in that moment, I feel something I haven't in years. Power. Clarity. Freedom. Weeks pass. The snow melts into gray slush along the streets. I drive past their house once, just to see. The curtains are drawn, the windows dark. Father's luxury car is gone from the driveway. A used sedan sits in its place, dented and dull. Mother stands outside, watering wilted hydrangeas. Her designer coat replaced by a plain sweater. She doesn't see me, or maybe she does and pretends not to. I keep driving, no guilt, no satisfaction, just quiet. Ava's gallery closes 2 months later. Her website says temporarily suspended, but I know the truth. The funding was never hers. It was mine. She posts photos of old paintings, begging followers for support. I scroll through them once, then delete the app. At the coffee shop near my office, I spot a flyer. Support local artists, Ava Nguyen. A QR code leads to a donation page. $83 raised out of $15,000. Before I can stop myself, I donate $2 under a fake name. It's not pity, it's closure. At night, I walk through the house on Maple Lane. My house now. The floorboards creak under my steps, familiar yet forgiving. The tenants greet me with cautious smiles. Mrs. Carter, an old woman on the first floor, offers cookies. Your father never fixed my sink, she says. He raised rent, but ignored everything else. I nod, running a hand along the chipped wall. I'll take care of it, I promise. She pats my arm. Your grandfather would be proud. Her words sink deep, heavier than any apology. The next day, I hire contractors to start renovations. New pipes, fresh paint, solid locks. I reduce the rent for everyone. They thank me like I've given them back air. In truth, they've given me something too, purpose. I spend evenings sanding window frames, the smell of pine in the air. The house feels alive again. The same house they tried to bury me with now shelters me. A letter arrives in the mail, elegant handwriting I know too well. Lily, we didn't realize how much the property meant to you. Maybe we misunderstood your grandfather's wishes. Let's start over as a family. No apology. No ownership. Just manipulation dressed as kindness. I fold the letter once and slide it into a drawer. Their silence taught me everything I needed to know. Now, it's my turn to return it. Days blur into weeks, the walls bright with new color. The air smells of paint and freedom. Sometimes, I catch my reflection in the window, calm, steady. This is what rebuilding looks like. Not revenge, but reclamation. They lost their comfort, their power, their illusion. I gained something they never valued, myself. At night, I sit by the bay window, lights dim, tea steaming. Outside, the world moves on. Inside, peace settles like dust after a long storm. I don't miss them. Not anymore. What I have now is real. I find the safe by accident while replacing the old floorboards. It's hidden behind a faded painting of a sailing ship. The metal is cold, the lock stiff with age. I try my grandfather's birthday. Nothing. Then my own. Click. Inside, a cream-colored envelope rests alone. My name written in careful block letters, Lily. My hands tremble as I open it. The paper smells faintly of pipe tobacco and dust. His handwriting tilts slightly, steady and kind. If you're reading this, it means you've come home, it begins. I gave you this house because I knew one day you'd need it. I knew your parents' hearts were too small to hold fairness. I couldn't stop them, but I could give you protection. You build, Lily. That's what makes you different. Others take, but you create. Tears fall before I realize I'm crying. I press the letter against my chest, breathing in the truth of it. He saw me when no one else did. Every word feels like light cutting through years of shadow. Tucked inside is a small photograph. I'm 8 years old, gap-toothed, holding a hammer beside him. We're smiling, sawdust in our hair, sunlight behind us. The memory blooms fresh, his voice gentle and warm. Measure twice, build once. Homes remember good hands. I whisper the words now, steady and certain. For the first time, I understand what home means. It's not walls or names on paper. It's the feeling of being seen. Days pass. The renovations finish piece by piece. New windows catch the afternoon sun, scattering light across the rooms. Mrs. Carter brings tea and says, "He'd be proud, you know." I smile. I think he'd tell me to keep going. I paint the last wall sea green, his favorite color. The house breathes again, soft and alive. One afternoon, I run into my mother at the hardware store. She looks smaller, older, holding a basket of garden tools. Her eyes fill with something that almost looks like regret. "Lily," she says softly, "we've lost enough. Can't we be a family again?" I shake my head. We were never a family. We were just related. Her lips part, but no words come. For a moment, I almost pity her. Then I remember the years of silence, the portrait without my face. I walk away, the aisles stretching bright ahead of me. The next evening, I host dinner at my house. Friends gather around the table. Margaret, Mrs. Carter, and my neighbor Ian. We eat, laugh, share stories under soft lights. Someone takes a photo on the porch, the new railing gleaming. Later, I frame it above the fireplace. The picture glows with warmth, everyone smiling. My new family. The kind built, not inherited. Outside, the maple tree sways in the evening wind. I sit on the porch swing, keys jingling in my hand. The house hums softly, breathing with me. For the first time in my life, I'm exactly where I belong. The sun sinks low, painting the windows gold. I sit on the porch swing, the evening air calm and full. The maple tree rustles, its branches reaching higher each year. I think of him, of everything he gave me without asking for return. He saw my worth long before I did. The wind carries the scent of pine, soft and familiar. Inside, laughter drifts from the dining room, my new family talking. Their voices fill the spaces that once echoed with emptiness. I glance at the framed photo above the fireplace. It's imperfect, but it's real. No missing faces, no forced smiles. Just people who stayed, who chose me without condition. I lean back, closing my eyes as the house settles around me. Every creak feels like a heartbeat, steady and alive. This place once held lies, now it holds truth. I whisper into the dusk, "You were right, Grandpa." Love isn't earned by silence or sacrifice. It's built, one honest moment at a time. The porch swing sways gently, matching the rhythm of my breath. For the first time, I'm not waiting to be seen. I already am.